I was first diagnosed with RA at age 27, and I was the only one in my family that had this disease. So it was a steep learning curve for me. And RA is a systemic disease. It's not your grandmother's arthritis.
Lupus has affected me tremendously. There is not a day that I wake up and don't know that I have lupus.
It's complex, it's chronic. No two patients are alike. We might have some similarities in symptoms, like fatigue and joint pain, but there's no two that are alike.
Lupus is characterized by your immune system really fighting your own cells, and quite a bit of tissue damage can occur.
One of the unique aspects of the AMP RA Lupus partnership is the involvement of individuals from the lay organizations, the advocacy groups, the nonprofit foundations that have really focused on these diseases. And having those partnerships have been incredibly important in helping us remember the perspective of the entire patient population, not just the individual patients that are participating in this specific study.
This AMP project is fundamentally changing the way we go after drug targets for these diseases. We all know that these conditions, which are part of a larger group of what are known as autoimmune diseases, are particularly challenging to treat. In these disorders, the cells that normally fight infections instead attack the body's own cells and tissues. But despite many years of research, we don't really understand why this happens. After launching the AMP network in rheumatoid arthritis and lupus, our partners have developed an unprecedented database of information on thousands of single cells from the tissues of affected patients.
It's a discovery-based study in which the outcomes will be to understand the disease better, and by understanding what the abnormalities are at the molecular level, this will help us design new drug treatments to treat the diseases. We really have to study patient samples in order to understand the pathology that's underlying these conditions so that we can make treatments that are more effective.
Many of these patients don't respond to current therapies, and therefore it's important that we try to identify new medicines to help those patients that aren't served by current therapies. And by using the approaches within the Accelerated Medicines Partnership, we hope to better understand and develop these medicines for patients.
Everything we do at the end of the day has to be to make patients better. Without the patient's help, without their contributions, and I mean not only intellectually but physically, by helping us contribute to clinical trials, we will not be as successful as we could be.
I cannot stress how important clinical trials are. For me, it was a lifesaver for more reasons than one. I was at a point in my life, in my battle, in my struggle with lupus, where I was on the brink of giving up hope. And when you give up hope, you pretty much give up everything. You may have lupus, but lupus does not have to have you.
Doing research is so important because there's so much about the immune system that we just don't know. I think that the more we can do research, the more it promotes understanding of not only RA, but of immune diseases in general.